Hello, and welcome to No Heroes Here Development Vlog Part 1, about the game. We decided to make a series of development videos to demonstrate all of the features and show how the game works. This video shows the game in its final stage of pre-production. All features are still in development, so, as the vlog continues, you will be able to observe our progress. No Heroes Here is about teamwork and cooperation. Players need to defeat waves of enemies and protect the castle at all costs. To do so, they have to craft ammunition, load cannons, and fire them. Storages are found at key locations inside the castle. Each of them dispenses one type of item. The number of items is unlimited, allowing the players to grab as many as they want. To craft items, players need factories. In the game, there are two different types of factory: furnaces and workshops. Furnaces function automatically. Once the item is placed inside, it will immediately start transforming into a new one. Workshops require work. Once the character places the item into a workshop, they need to spend time working at the station to craft the new item. Cannons are the only defense in the castles. To load and fire a cannon, players need gunpowder and ammunition. After a cannon is fired, it becomes dirty. Players need to clean up the cannon before firing it again. Cannons are crude weapons and cannot be aimed. They will always strike in the same place. Thus, players have to time their shots correctly to hit the incoming enemies. Each type of ammunition has its own crafting process. To make a cannonball, a player needs to go through 3 steps. The first step is to collect ore from the mine. The second step is to put the ore into a furnace. Once the furnace finishes melting it, the player can grab the ready iron ingot. The third step is to take the iron ingot to a workshop and work on it to finally craft the cannonball. Honey flask is a type of ammunition that does not destroy enemies, but rather hits the floor and slows down whoever passes through it, making them an easier target. To craft a honey flask, a player needs to go through 2 steps. The first step is to pick up the honeycomb from the beehive. The second step is to put the honeycomb into a furnace and wait for it to melt the honey, transforming it into a honey flask. Despite not being an ammunition type, players also need to produce gunpowder. Without gunpowder, cannons cannot fire. To make gunpowder, a player needs to take charcoal from the storage to the workshop, where it mixes with sulfur and saltpeter, making it ready to load into the cannons. As said before, No Heroes Here is about teamwork and cooperation. In order to achieve this, players often have to define roles from crafter to artillery to optimize their production and defeat the attackers. The enemy horde is formed by 4 types of enemies: melee, ranged, specialist, and mini-boss. Aside from the specialist, the enemies will always move forward and try to attack the castle's gates. The mini-boss is harder to defeat, making them a more valuable target for the artillery. Players have to watch out for specialists because their main goal is to use trick plays, empowering their allies, disrupting the production process, and more. Roles can be identified on each level. Since each castle has a unique layout, roles may vary throughout the game. In this castle, for example, we can divide it into 4 sections that players can assume roles on: 1 crafter section, 1 courier section, and 2 artillery sections. The crafter section demands that the player decides which ammunition is going to be produced, craft it, and then take it to the courier section. The courier section demands that the player finish production of the cannonball and deliver it to the artillery section according to the team's necessity. The artillery sections demand that players craft their own gunpowder, load their cannons, and fire them at the correct time. With ammunitions ready and cannons loaded, let's see the game in action. In this video, we presented Noobland, the medieval realm of No Heroes Here. There are still more realms such as Trollmeria, the Icy Wastelands, and Pennsylvania, the Deadlands, that will have unique mechanics, ammunitions, and enemies, all of them following the same principles presented in this video. Thanks for watching the development vlog part 1 about the game.